We are live. What is going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great Saturday. Let me turn on the comments. How's everybody doing? See who shows up. I have I have everything I need to answer questions today. Tawari Productions, Dan McCaslin, Certified T3 Bot, Mr. Shinobi, Green Spens, Dems, Certified T3 Bot, Oleg, Darth Nugget, Johnny Watches, Jay Anderson, Ori, just similar to my name. Malcolm the moderator says, the like button, please. Darren McCaslin, excuse me. McMillan, sorry. I was thinking of Dan McCaslin, but Darren McMillan. What is going on? Incredible Milkman, not to be confused with Milcom, the moderator. Sorry, my beard is doing its own thing today. How's everybody doing? And where's everybody from? I'm in the greater Los Angeles area. It's a fairly sunny day out today. Not bad. But, you know, all things considered, could be worse. Jay Anderson is from Vietnam or is from Kentucky. Louisville, Kentucky. I'll say it. William J, Certified T3 Bot, says, glad to see you're doing well. Thank you, man. Darren's from Nevada. So what's going on? Texas is rainy today. Duda. When's the next store update? Well, we did a restock yesterday and then like everything sold. So hopefully in the next week we're gonna have another restock. There are still 2 watches available. There's one of the new Bulivas. They're actually both watches that are available are Bulivas. One of the watches that we just put up yesterday is still available. It's the only one of the restock that's still available. So Green says, sir, the UK were allowed 1 hour of outdoor exercise and shopping for essentials. What restrictions do you have imposed? Well, I'm going to answer your question. I'm going to answer your question, Green. But I would prefer we don't harp on the situation. All right. So anybody that has questions or comments about that, please don't put it in the comment section because I'd like to focus on other things, if that's okay. As far as the restrictions goes here, we can go walking outside and exercising outside as much as we want. We can go shopping outside as much as we want. We don't have restrictions like that. What we do have restrictions about is the amount of people we can be around. We're not supposed to be around anybody. We're supposed to be 6 feet apart from other people, and we can't dine in anywhere. So only essential businesses are open, such as restaurants, and like the bank, I think, is open, and then obviously like medical areas. But we don't really have any, we don't need like a card to like be like, see, I can go outside, and they're not timing us or anything. They just don't want us socializing or gathering in large groups because obviously therein lies the large risk, right? But that's all I have to say about that. So let's not talk about that BS anymore because this live stream is for fun. And we don't need to talk about things that are not fun. By the way, I have, for my newer viewers, there's a wolf mask here that I use in some of my episodes. Some of my earlier episodes, actually. Let me read comments. Nanand from Serbia. Oliver from Holmfirth, West Yorkshire. got a few people from Serbia here. I know Morgan Decker says, I know you're a big Seiko fan, and I'm looking to buy an SBDC 099. What's my opinion on the Sumo? So the Sumo, if you like it, get it. Okay, my personal opinion. The Seiko Sumo is big, and it doesn't do anything that the other Seiko divers don't do, right? The Sumo is one of my lesser favorites of the bunch. I like it better than the Samurai, but I haven't seen a Seiko Sumo that I really want. So, it's not for me. Chi-Town, California, Certified T3 Bot says, I owned a Sumo. It's a very good step up from the Turtle, but it's too big for my wrist. Briar Blues is here in the building. What's the best pilot's watch? Well, I guess that depends on price point, but when we're looking at bang for buck, honestly, at any price point, I think the Big Crown Pro Pilot is the best pilot's watch. Okay, time for a wrist check, because everybody's telling me how many people are here. We do wrist checks at 100 people, and we're already past that. So I am currently wearing today an Omega Seamaster. This does have the 10-20 movement, which can be considered a risk because this is a very finicky movement. Now, I took my time when looking for this, and I made sure to get one with a good service history. And as you can see, this is pretty much immaculate. And the movement and the inside is just perfect. So I don't recommend buying 1020 Omegas unless you can get one with some form of guarantee or some form of service history, because again, that movement is just it's a little bit finicky. Briar Blues is wearing a Mito Ocean Star. Johnny Watch is wearing a Navahawk on black mesh, which I believe is the factory bracelet. That's what mine came on, at least. Dan McCaslin says, I like the complication vid. Thoughts on the Mont Blanc World Time? I like that watch. More Time Away episodes? Well, I won't be able to make any more Time Away episodes currently because to make Time Away, I have to be away. And unless I'm in the office or at my place, I can't be away, right? I can't really be anywhere else because all the national parks and everything are closed. So, yeah. Tanzeel with a super chat. What's going on, Tanzeel? Says, I think you should name your rant segments The Time Yeller. Have a great weekend, bro. You're not the first person to say that, Tanzeel. And I actually have not been doing that much yelling lately. I need to get more emotional. But thank you for the super chat, and I hope you're doing well. William J, Certified T3 Bot, says Swiss Watch Co. Diver. Jason's wearing a tuna. Raunak Tiwari Productions is wearing a Samsung Active 2. Alphon Mongo says, Jory, should I buy an SKX 077? Let me look that up. SKX 077. Do you mean 007? I don't know what a 077 is. I think you mean 007. Or 033. I would get the SKX. They're very different watches though, man. So just understand that. One is like very much a diver and one is not. Tanzeel, Jory, you getting your Vietnamese coffee delivered or stuck on Nabob? I'm gonna get it delivered. I wonder, I actually don't know if that little cafe is open right now. I really hope it is. So I've actually been posting on my Instagram every week small business recommendations. So if any of you follow me on Instagram, regardless of where you're from, if you run or if you work for or if you know of a small business that is doing orders or potentially selling gift cards or anything, and you want to support them, let me know, and I'm going to shout them out on my Instagram so that we can hopefully get these smaller businesses, um, you know, up and running through this issue. Johnny watches just contactless pizza for the family. McBird says, hi from now quiet Barcelona, Bartha. Wearing my Oris Big Crown red dial. Ooh, the Big Crown pointer. Are you still a big fan of your Orient Defender? Yeah, I am. Are you planning to check out Hemel watches? Never heard of it until right now, so I suppose I will. Dan Lee, how's it going, Jory? It's going. It's going. Duda says support your local business people. I agree with that. Pierre, is it a presage that you have on the thumbnail of the video? No, it's a Bulova self-winding that you can find at the Time Teller shop, and it's fully serviced and it's selling under 500 bucks. If one of the moderators, I think it's Milcom, if Milcom wants to post a link to that, it is not a presage, but it's a gorgeous. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous example of a vintage Bulova. Briar Blues. Jory, may I ask what is the best / most convenient way to contact you to possibly sell some watches? You can email me. It'll get forwarded to me. sales@thetimetellershop.com. sales@thetimetellershop.com. We've had some issues for some reason when I write to people with that address. It gets sent into people's spam or promotional folders, but it's because it's coming from a website store. But I typically get everything that is sent in. William Rizzo says, Jory, congratulations on 96,000 subscribers. Whoa, where are we at right now, actually? Did we break 96,000? Let me see this. Yeah, we're at 90. We're well past 96,000 subscribers, guys. Thank you. That is enormous. Wow, round of applause. You guys freaking rock. Let's give a little round of applause for the people in the comment section. What do I think about the G-Shock MRG Samurai? I don't typically like the MRGs. Let me see. MRG Samurai. Yeah, not for me. I don't like these. They're too overdone. There's just a lot going on here, man. Oh, I'm looking at the MRG G2000 also. Yeah, I don't like any of the MRG G-Shocks. They're a little bit much for me. I'm not saying they're not good watches. I just do not like them. Henrik says best black leather strap, probably something from Man Cave Leather. Full disclosure, Man Cave Leather I have a very good relationship with. They make straps for me, and they have sent straps to me for free. So I do have to disclose that to you guys. But the reason we have such a good relationship is because I really do love their work over there. So check out mancaveleather.com and tell them I sent you. Jay Anderson says 100,000 incoming. Hopefully, dude. YouTube sent me an email, actually, like 3 days ago, notifying me that I'm going to hit 100,000 much quicker than expected. So I was like, ooh, thank you, YouTube. Enormous. I've had Hirsch straps and I've had Man Cave leather, and Man Cave leather makes better straps. Matrix, where can I get the poster in the background? At the Time Teller Shop, timetellershop.com. We have Explorer 2, we have Speedmasters, we have the Seiko SKX 007, 009, I believe. Um, we have a bunch of watches that you can choose from. Sir, you're gonna get a plaque if you hit 100,000. That'll be cool. And Dance, warranties, authentic dealer better or third party? Big expense should have a guarantee. Well, if you're an authorized dealer, you do have a warranty with the watches that you sell. And then if third party people if third party sellers want to be a good business, then they typically offer some guarantee. For instance, shameless plug, Time Teller Shop has a guarantee. So, and we offer a service warranty. So, yeah. Nenand, will there be a giveaway on 100,000? Well, there's a giveaway going on right now. And there's going to be a giveaway going on Monday as well. And there's going to be another giveaway after that. So I'm doing multiple giveaways. And I really don't like it when people ask me that. Are we going to get something? But are we going to get something though? In all caps, Mirotic says, they say Komatsu Orient is the best value dive watch out there. Your thoughts? Well, I don't know who says that. If the Orient Defender is any indication of how... I'm getting a knock on the office door. 1 second, guys. This has never happened in the history of a live stream. Probably don't have change, huh? 1 sec. Thank you. Okay. More packages came in, which means more watch reviews and more inventory for the store. It wasn't the coffee. It was crazy. I wasn't expecting these packages to come in until Monday, but they came in right now. So I just put on hand sanitizer, by the way. Guys, be smart. I'm not going to be doing an unboxing right now. Sorry, guys. Let me read comments. People are so confused. What were we talking about? Luis says, why never talk about Franck Muller? Carrier. If you're talking about Cartier, I always talk about Cartier. Milcom, if you can... There's actually multiple episodes. First of all, Cartier is one of my favorite companies. I got in some big trouble with the watch community because they were like, oh, how dare you say that Cartier should be in the Holy Trinity? There is a episode I made talking about how we should revise the Holy Trinity. I think the Holy Trinity should be JLC, Vacheron, and Cartier. I also made an episode talking about how Cartier is one of the most innovative, important wristwatch companies. So that's another one. I also did an unboxing of my Cartier tank. Franck Muller is just not an interesting company to me. I don't think they make very good watches. Kick out Vacheron, put in JLC. No, kick out AP probably and put in. How could you even say that? You know what, Cowboy? I'm banning you. Ban Cowboy. Kick out Vacheron? Goodbye. I'm kidding. But don't let it happen again. Yes, Kaylin, I just got a new Invicta. Not. How do I get updated when the store restocks? Well, you gotta follow me on Instagram, because I always take a picture and post when it happens, and then pay attention to your YouTube feed, because I always do a YouTube community post. We did a restock yesterday, and within probably an hour, things got sold. There's still 2 watches available. Malcolm, send a link. That Bulova is going to sell very, very fast. The new Bulova that I just posted. The Kamasu Orient. If the Defender's any indicator of the Kamasu, then I think that is a good watch. I don't have any personal experience with it, so I can't, in good conscience, tell you that I think it's the best affordable diver. What I can tell you is I just reviewed a very affordable dive watch. Bill Gates owns one. I just reviewed it, and you're going to see it on Monday. What would be the poor man's Trinity? Well, I don't like that term, but I did do an affordable Holy Trinity episode as well. Milcom, if you want to post that episode, the affordable Holy Trinity, I forgot which companies I chose. I think it was, hold on. Excuse me. Let me see. Seiko Casio Vostok. Oh my god. Ugh. Let me see. Okay. Holy Trinity. Okay, Holy Trinity watches for only $1,000. And I picked Hamilton, Seiko, and Oris. Hamilton, Seiko, and Oris would be the affordable Holy Trinity. Ben, Space Vulture, says, Time Teller, greetings from Germany. Well, gute Nacht. I think, right? It's probably evening over there. Best GMT under 2,000. Seiko Sun 065, maybe? I don't know. What's your real name? I don't know. It might be posted at the beginning of every episode that I make, like written on screen, and I say it at the beginning of every episode. Zin. Actually, you know what? I'm going to say the best GMT is the... Got a phone call. Bell watches? Do you mean ball watches? I don't know of a company named Bell. Bell and Ross, you mean? I don't like Bell and Ross. But I think you mean ball watches. LMAO, so it is Jory. I don't know what's funny about that. Is my name that funny? Christopher Ward, GMT 1000 diver looks good. He meant Ball and Russ. You mean Bell and Ross. Feed the Fat Rabbit says, hey, I like the Zen UTC. I actually don't know the pricing on that. Let me see. Now, guys, the UTC complication is the same as GMT. Nerds will tell you that technically it's different, but it displays time the same way. So I would pick the Zen UTC. I don't know the price on it. Is it under 2,000? I really like that watch though. So I guess the average price is 1,820 euros. So right on the cusp. Jory, do you know why it is more expensive to buy a watch from Long Island than Amazon? Um, I mean, Amazon has a much has a much larger inventory and a much larger sample base to pull from other sellers. So whereas Long Island is technically probably a small business. So smaller businesses don't have the same margins that Amazon does, and I would I would rather support Long Island than Amazon personally. Doesn't mean I don't like buying watches on Amazon. I do buy multiple watches on Amazon, but I would recommend probably purchasing from a small business over Amazon. Now, technically, in the United States, a small business is any any business that has less than 500 employees. So I would assume that Long Island Watch is a small business, but I'm not going to make any claims. Loved the complication episode. Just for the record, $17 Casio has all of them, and the feeling that you're James Bond. Jory, why you hate Tudor? I've made multiple episodes about this. Tudor is a company that cannot distance themselves from Rolex, and the proof of that is because all they can do is just make iterations of Black Bay. So there's a big deal that Tudor is separate from Rolex now, and they're much more independent and this and that. And then they literally only make Rolex homages, and then they make Black Bay, which is just an iteration of a Rolex 1953, right? And then all they can do is keep churning out Black Bay after Black Bay. They're the worst company. Hey, Link. Is Frederic Constant a good brand? Yeah, I've owned some Frederic Constant watches. Hate the snowflake hands. Yeah, snowflake hands are the worst. The North Flag, Chi-Town, California, I agree. I'm a fan of the Tudor North Flag. It's pretty much the only Tudor that I like. Rolex only make Rolex homages. Well, Rolex, it's different when you're Rolex and that's what your product line is. And we know what to expect from Rolex because they've been doing that. And it's not a surprise that they keep doing that, right? Rolex also never claims to be different or distant from another company or themselves. Rolex is unapologetically what they are, and they've been doing that forever. So that's not a surprise. Tudor when Tudor makes a big claim, and when all of the Tudor fanboys make the claim that Tudor is fighting for independence and they are independent and different than Rolex, but then also all they can do is say, oh, I have a Tudor, it's essentially Rolex. Which one is it? It's the inconsistency in the argument that bothers me, okay? So that's the issue. Jory is not crazy about snowflake hands. Yeah, snowflake hands are the worst thing to ever happen to watchmaking. What's the most underrated watch I own? Probably my Ebel El Primero 1911. Solid yellow gold, El Primero movement. Nick P, cheese nips or Cheez-Its? Cheez-Its. You didn't even spell it correctly, okay? Don't ever disrespect Cheez-Its like that. Tudors look better than Rolex. I disagree. Matt, will you ever do a full collection video? Yes, I will. I've told all my viewers when I hit 100,000, I will start the production on my State of the Collection episode. By the way, this guy will not stop bothering me. Linky is here. I don't know if you can hear him, but he's purring very loudly. It was his birthday, April 1st, April Fool's Day, which is perfect for him because he's the naughty one. I have 2 cats, and he's the silly boy. He is 4 years old. How do I feel about the Oris Aquis? It's a good watch. It's really great. I have experience with it. I know people that own it. The one thing that bothers me about the Aquis is the integrated bracelet. For instance, this watch has an integrated bracelet, right? I'm never going to change the strap on this. I would never want to change the strap on this watch. I guess technically when it came out, it was, Link, you got hair all over me. Whenever this came out, I guess it was designed as a sports watch, but I wouldn't really wear it as that nowadays, right? The Oris Aquis is a modern sports watch. Sports watches should have the ability to change straps, bracelets. They should be very, very, very versatile as far as the options that you can choose from. Oris neutered that watch by giving it a kind of awkward integrated bracelet. I'm not a huge fan of that, but have I killed the Invicta yet? No, not yet. Don't worry, it'll happen. Cats don't want any attention until you're not giving them any attention. Link always wants my attention. See, I said his name and he ran back over. He's right here. This is a big boy. Read comments. Would you do a collaboration with producer Kevin O'Leary, or someone, Collection Lifestyle? I probably not. Their collections don't interest me. It's funny that you picked those 2 people. Teddy already did that. So that's another reason I wouldn't do it, is because Teddy already did that. But those 2 people's collections do not interest me at all. The content Teddy made with them is awesome. But yeah, if you're asking me, no. I'm not interested in that. Producer Michael and I very clearly have very different tastes when it comes to collecting. Simpsons did it. Or is it Link? No, it's Link, as in Link, the hero of time from Legend of Zelda. Nice, you named your cat after the Tag Heuer line of watches. I named it after Legend of Zelda. Docs a sub 200. Any thoughts? The yellow, gold, orange dial one is hideous. But the stainless steel version is really cool. If you want a vintage diver without it being vintage, get it. Can I have your Invicta? No. Vince Goodrum is here. Bro, you play video games? Yes. Not much anymore, because I'm very busy. But once in a while. Right now I'm playing through Final Fantasy X. Eduardo, I don't talk about other YouTubers that I don't know. This is not a gossip channel. If you want to look that up, you can go to one of the drama channels on YouTube. I think that's the laziest kind of content ever. Who wants to make content just gossiping about other people? It's just really weird. Hi, how do you feel about Rado or Rado? Regards from Mexico. They don't make anything I like. Not even the Captain Cook. I think they make really ugly watches. That's why I don't review them. If you looked at the Bulova Automatic Wilton with power reserve indicator, I haven't seen a review. I have not. Let's take a look now. This would not be for me. The classic Wilton. It doesn't look terrible, but it's a little bit too much going on there for me. As far as the modern Bulovas go, I would go with the new Joseph Bulova collection. Vince says, hope is well, moving into my new office downtown tomorrow. Miss anything? Not really. People are asking about Rado watches. Steve Certified T3 Bot says, where's Joe Exotic when you need him? In jail, I guess. That documentary was absolutely insane. Did you guys watch that? The Tiger King was an insane documentary. G-Shock or Seiko, they're not comparable. One makes digital watches, one predominantly makes analog watches. Analog watches, excuse me. So they don't compare. Screw Carol Baskins. Amen. William J. Certified T3 Bot says, Jory prefers not to comment on other YouTubers or on politics. And that's a fact. Favorite parts of California? I really like Santa Barbara. Really love La Jolla, which is in San Diego. Los Angeles is great, but I think I'm a little bit desensitized to it because I live here, so it's not like as special. Um, and then parts of NorCal, like Lake Tahoe, rules. Lake Tahoe is beautiful. Have I been to Ireland? No, but I'd love to go. What is the least expensive watch that I own that I like? Um, I made an episode on the least expensive watches I own. Uh, I mean, the easiest pick would be my G-Shock DW 5600. That's I bought it for like 37 bucks, brand new, on Amazon actually. Thoughts on the AP Royal Oak? So the Royal Oak is a watch that I learned about when I first started getting into watches, and I really liked it. I thought that modern, industrial, sharp design was something I hadn't seen before. Um, Again, it looked like industrial in a way, with the bolts coming out of the bezel and having an angular bezel. Um, the issue that I have with the issue that I was finding myself, or the conundrum, or predicament, whatever word you want to use, that I found myself in, was I really liked it, and then I realized AP, like, they only make the Royal Oak. Like, that's all they do. And so then I got really sick of it. And as I started the channel, I was just sick of it. I didn't ever want to talk about the AP Royal Oak because I was like, okay, Audemars, they only know how to make AP. They're essentially doing what Tudor is doing. But then, like a year ago, I started coming back around. So, yeah, I I'm a fan of the Royal Oak again, as long as with that champagne dial, the new jumbo, I really like. Tiger King wore a Rolex. No, he didn't. I watched that. We we were watching that documentary, and Connie specifically asked me, and we, like, when she asked me, we like paused it, and I was like looking. He does not wear a Rolex, or he did not. What's the easiest way to remove scratches from your crystal? It depends what kind of crystal. If it's acrylic or plastic, then just use Polywatch, which is an abrasive ointment. I've made 2 episodes about it. Don't you hate the lack of sapphire glass on Seiko watches? No, I don't hate it at all. I think Hardlex is a lot better than people think, but people that don't know a whole lot, they get caught up on these like buzzwords, these keywords. So it's like sapphire, best. Hardlex, not as good as sapphire. So instead of not as good, it's just the worst. And then it's like automatic, the best. Quartz, bad. It's like they people get caught up on these buzzwords without actually thinking about what it is. So when we look at the hardness scale, sapphire is only like a point above Hardlex. And there's some argument to be made that Hardlex is actually a much more versatile component or material, because sapphire, although it's very hard and very scratch resistant, it's very susceptible to shattering because it's very rigid. Okay, it doesn't flex at all. Hardlex has a lot more flex in it. So when we're looking at heavy pressures or knocking it up against something, yes, it will be more susceptible to scratching than sapphire, but it's much less likely to chip or shatter. So when we're looking at the best of both worlds, something that is fairly scratch resistant, but something that also will not shatter or chip, Hardlex is probably the way to go. So that's, I actually did a video looking at the, what is it, the Vickers or the Vicks hardness scale. And then people were like, "Oh, you're not a scientist, so you can't talk." It's like, okay, well then, if you don't want to analytically look at the facts, then that's fine. 90% of my collection is automatic. What do you think about watch winders? I use watch winders for certain watches. I use watch winders on this watch, and this is from the 70s. The reason I do it is because of this movement. There are certain watches that you want to keep on winders, believe it or not. So yes, I use watch winders. Not on all of my watches, but yeah. Recommendation on watch books. There's a little picture strip of Connie and I covering it up right now, but there's a book right there. This is the number one book, though, is A Man and His Watch from Matt Horenik. That's my favorite all-time watch book. It's the most accessible when we're and what I mean by accessible isn't the availability of the book. You can find that book everywhere. But when it comes to a very it's not very reference number heavy, all right? So it's not like you need to be some reference number fiend to understand the watches they talk about. I absolutely love that. Oh, I missed a super chat. Okay. Nick's super chat. Hi, Jory. If the brands were to release new watches on April Fool's Day, what complications, features would each brand offer their customers? Well, I don't fully understand that question. If they were to release watches on April Fool's Day, I don't understand the question. Are you looking for like a funny answer? Like what would be some funny complications for certain brands to release? Clarify the question and I'll answer it. I think winders put undue stress on the movements. I think they don't. Can you explain? See, I always get that. Whenever I mention watch winders, they're like, I think that it does that. Okay. Well, I don't think it does. Made up silly complications. I don't even know how to go about answering that. So why all expensive watches has sapphire glass and not hardlex or something like that? Well, no other companies can use hardlex because that's a Seiko proprietary component. I never said that hardlex was better than sapphire. But what I am saying is that the best component that other companies are allowed to acquire is sapphire. And once every company agrees that that is what is the most easily marketed as the best, they're going to use that. So why does every expensive company use sapphire? Well, number one, they don't. But number two, they use sapphire because if they don't use sapphire, then people in the comment section like you will be like, wait a minute, they must not be as good if they're not using sapphire. I don't think that that's how it works, but we got a super chat from Connie Z. I don't want to say her last name, but yeah, from my girlfriend. Hello. Connie, why it's not from your it's not from your handle. It's not from your YouTube handle. It's from your name. My girlfriend's watching the chat, guys. Could Gorilla Glass be used for watches? I don't know. Do I like the new Tag Heuer Connected? Absolutely not. Keeping the mainspring fully wound constantly can cause damage or unnecessary wear on more delicate movements. Well, this is where discretion comes into play. If you have a proper watch winder it will not keep the mainspring fully wound. Most watch winders have a setting that only wind the watch a certain interval of periods, and they alternate which direction the watch gets wound, right? So, if you are smart and you're using the watch winder properly, then the watch winder you use and you choose to use will not be keeping undue pressure on the mainspring of the watch. It's quite simple. So, yes. Gypsy Bird Dog with the super chat says, love Breitling, but I feel they're all too big for my taste. Hoyer Carrera versus Monaco. Carrera. If we're talking vintage, then Carrera. If we're talking modern, then Monaco. Fossil quartz, what do you really think? I don't like them. Not because they're quartz, because I just don't like fossil watches. They're all really ugly. Connie says she changed her YouTube name for work reasons. What is going on with my toupee today, guys? Gilder Green, do you have any more information on the Bulova 23 Jewel on your website, a reference maybe? So, I do have full serial number and everything on the case back. A lot of these 1960s Bulovas did not have true reference numbers. A lot of vintage watches do not have reference numbers the way that we think of them now. So a lot of them went from movement designation and year designation, and you can see clearly on the case back all the numbers presented. Also, I have full movement information down there that's much... Typically, when we're looking at vintage watches, we use movement information to see where they're from. Vince Goodrum says, gotta go. Little emergency, but all of you stay safe. Man, stay safe, bro. Riley says, hey, time teller, what is going on? What do I think of Romer watches? I don't know much about them. What's this? I hear Breitling will start selling watches with no boxes this fall. I didn't hear about that, but that's hilarious. What do you think, as a vintage Rolex fan, about modern Rolex being mass-produced? Is it worth the price? The amount of production doesn't matter. The amount of the volume of production is irrelevant as long as the quality stays the same. So I don't care if they make 100 watches a year or if they make 100 million watches a year. If the product is consistent and the quality maintains a certain level of like, again, something that we can expect, a level that we can anticipate, then it doesn't matter. LT certified T3 bot is here. Thoughts about watches without minute complication? A watch that... What is a minute complication? A watch that doesn't tell you what the minute is? I don't know what that is. Full lume dial watches? I honestly don't know of any random. I don't know of any that I like. I guess that's what I would say. Steven Shin, hey man, tough economic times we may be headed into. I've got a Rolex Explorer as my daily. Would you trade down to something like a Black Bay 58 or Speedy to free up some cash? I personally wouldn't, but I don't know what situation you're in. Um, it, yeah, I can't tell you that because I don't know how badly you need the cash, right? What I will tell you is when we're looking at investing, period, the people that stick it through the tough times are the ones that make the most money in the long run. Are you playing a long game or a short game? Because the simple fact is, when the market is doing poorly, the people that bail out are like, and I don't mean that get bailouts, the people that jump ship are the ones that typically do worse than the ones that stick it out. So, would I trade down to a Black Bay from an Explorer? Heck no. Heck no. Who makes the movement in police brand? Well, I don't know. I've never heard of police brand. I've never heard of this company. I'm looking right now. I can't even find them online. I've never heard of police brand watches. Milcom with a good point. If they won't tell you, if they won't list what movement it has, it's probably Chinese. Jory, would I trade down from a Duro to a Black Bay? I wouldn't even do that. I would rather have a Casio Duro than a Tudor Black Bay. Don't Boulder do a fully loomed dial? I don't know. When we're talking about fully loomed dial, we're talking about like the whole dial is loom. Like the whole dial glows. I don't like that. I do not like that. Spinnaker, I'm not a fan of Spinnaker watches. Again, I've just never seen anything from them that I like. Seiko Orange Monster has a full loom dial. So you're telling me that the whole dial on the Seiko Orange Monster glows? I don't know about that. I don't think you're right about that. When we're talking about a full loom dial, we're talking about the whole dial glows, not the indexes. Um, as far as I know, the Seiko Monster does not have a fully loomed dial. I don't know of any Seiko that has a fully loomed dial. Tawari, a watch you had lots of anticipation, and when you got it, you thought it was total bleep. That's never happened to me. I'm very smart about when, or I'm very smart. I'm very smart about where I want to put my money when it comes to watches. So I don't ever feel buyer's remorse like that because I'm not going to purchase something that I don't really want. So. Donnie from Israel. What's going on? Manyanim. If I could make my own watch, what would it look like? That's a question I get all the time. I don't have a good answer for that. I would need to dedicate an episode to that. You listen death? What? I heard Seagull, Chinese, build their movements from machinery acquired by defunct Swiss watch factory. So essentially, yeah, I made an episode talking about that. Seagull, with certain movements, with their ST19 and ST21, it's essentially a Venus 175. And it's because they bought machinery from them, and so they're producing Venus 175s, but it's because they have the actual machinery to do so. So it's not really a clone, it's not really a fake, it's they purchased those watches. They purchased the machinery to produce those movements, is what I'm saying. Steven, how loud is the Bulova 23 Joule N4 on your site right now? You can hear it wind, but it's, I'll say this, it's a lot quieter than a Seiko Alpinist. The Seiko Alpinist is louder than Seiko Alpinist rotor is louder than most of my watches. GMT Menos 3 says, best regards from Brazil, bro. Stay safe, love your videos. Thank you, man. Did you have an encounter with an Invicta fanboy / girl? Every day in my comment section. I rarely respond. DB says, Mr. Goodman, greetings from Warwickshire. How are you, bro? Amazing how you remember all these reference numbers. John K, certified T3 bot. It gets easier. When you're in the space and you're talking about these things and thinking about these things, it gets easier. So I don't want you to think what I do is like impressive at all. Literally anybody could do it. But you don't have to be a reference number fiend to be a watch collector. Matt Gannon with the super chat says, what's your favorite over 40 millimeter for under 600? Over 40 millimeters, under $600. Probably my Seiko SSC 081. SSC 081. Seiko SSC 081. John, certified T3 bot. Jory, do you ever find yourself struggling to come up with ideas for content? Pretty much never. Pretty much never. I'm very lucky in that sense. William J, certified T3 bot, says Jeep Rubicon and Subaru STI. Someone asked about my cars. Jerome, as a car guy, what kind of car do you drive? Have a Subaru STI 2019 rally build that I'm building as a rally car right now. And I have a 2006 TJ Jeep Rubicon. The last year they made the straight 6 4.0 liter engine that has pretty much everything done to it. It's geared, lockers, front and rear, 35-inch tires, 5.5-inch lift. Literally, if you want to see those, just go to my Instagram. I take pictures of them all the time. Have you ever found a lost watch? No. When I was little, I remember finding a Timex Iron Man, but it ended up being someone else in my classes, and I gave it to the teacher. I do remember that though. How is your cat? Great. Yeah, Evan, and you know what? The year after, in 2007, when they came out with the JK, they had a ton of issues with it. So I'm very happy. Matrix 6.5. Nope, 5.5, 5.5-inch lift. Anything over that and it's Really dumb. I know you're trying to make a joke there, but I don't joke around when it comes to Jeep suspension angles. So if you want to get a FabTech 6.6-inch lift and go to a car show with your Jeep with chrome wheels, then you can do that. If you actually want to use your Jeep, you don't go above 5.5 inches of lift. And it better have long arms. Best beard oil, beard brush. So I use a comb on my beard, but best beard oil is Redken Brews. It's the only beard oil I use. I'm not sponsored by them. I do have them at my Amazon store though. What would you say is the most practical budget watch for everyday use? Well, HH, you're in luck because I have a full playlist dedicated to everyday watches. Literally dedicated to everyday watches. Milcom, please link that playlist for him, for HH. Do I collect Pokemon cards? I used to. I had a first edition holographic Charizard. I had a Venusaur holographic American and Japanese version. I had 2 holographic Blastoise, and I had a huge binder full. And then when I left for college, my mom gave it away to like underprivileged kids so that they could have them. Long story short, it did go to a good cause, but that first edition Charizard I had is worth like thousands of dollars. So some kid is very happy. Best first Pokemon to have, in my opinion. Here's what I'll say. Plant-based Pokemon, super underrated. Art Ponce, please stop spamming the comment section, or you will be banned. Why do you dislike the 4 o'clock date window? Typically, it's just not done well. It's just not as visually pleasing to me. It's just personal preference. It has nothing to do with the functionality of the watch. I just think it looks a bit too offset and weird. I like a 3 o'clock date window, or I like a 6 o'clock date window. Patrick, you're a good man, brother. Thanks for all the information. Please stay safe. You stay safe. Vegan Pokemon. Plant-based vegan Pokemon. No. Cheap power reserve watches. Well, every watch has a power reserve. I think you're talking about a power reserve indicator. Honestly, the Seiko Presage with the power reserve indicator, under $1,000, really nice looking watch. Are your glasses Warby Parker? Yes, they are. Hello, what do you think about the brown sunburst dial Vacheron Constantin Overseas? The brown dial Overseas? Let me see. I like the Overseas. And I actually do like brown dial watches. The chocolate dial. Let me see. It doesn't look bad. That's not my favorite. The chronograph variant of it is cool. But the non-chronograph version, I'm not as big of a fan of. Orient Triton has a power reserve. It's true. What are my thoughts on Zinn in general? I think they make really cool watches. I think they make really tough utilitarian watches. But as far as I'm concerned, Oris is the way to go. Most iconic Eastern European watchmakers, Vostok. Derek, gotta go, guys. If you're ever in Ireland, look me up and I will show the sights, pal. As long as we can have a proper Irish breakfast, I will be there. Promise me that and I will be there. William J, certified T3 bot, says Jory doesn't like smart, homage, or fashion watches. Dan Henry, Steinhardt, Fossil, non-vintage Invicta, excuse me, Bauhaus style or Tudor snowflake hands. Also not a big pocket watch guy. Tag Chanel or Citizen fan. It's true. It's true. LT with the super chat. Thank you, bro. Says goal. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. LT's the man, dude. Super supportive. And he actually uses his tool watches. Like every picture he posts, it's like him with a G-Shock and he's like felling a tree with like a chainsaw or something. Dude's a badass. Joel says, yeah, what up, Jory? We're still alive in Kansas. Oh, we're still alive here in LA for the time being. Stefan, hello from British Columbia. Just picked up a 1999 Explorer 2 Polar. Your video finally pushed me over the edge. Got that Swiss only dial variant. So, depending on the serial number, that could be a service dial also. Some Swiss only dial variants are service dials, which is fine. Does not bother me at all. Do you like electric cars? No. Period. Marine Master or LX Diver? So I have a Marine Master, but I would love to get, not the Diver, but the Prospex LX. What was the reference number? I think it's the, no. Hold on. Looking for it. Looking for it. I'll tell you exactly the one I want. The SNR025. SNR025. That's the Prospex LX that I want so badly, but it's like $5,000. Watch and Unwind says, Jory, you're the man. Thank you. He says, you inspired me to make my own channel. Hope you're staying safe. Just did a review on Reactor Gamma Titanium. Have you heard of it? What's your opinion of it? Well, congrats, Mazel Tov, and best of luck starting your channel. Be consistent, be honest, and be passionate, and I'm sure that you will succeed. And be okay with people being jerks on the internet. That's all I have to say. What was the watch? Let me see. Reactor Gamma Titanium. Is it the Gamma 2? So first impressions, it looks like if I was just to see this on someone's wrist, it kind of looks like a, oh my God, I own one. A Luminox. It looks like a Luminox. Like the bezel and the whole dial feel, it's giving me Luminox vibes. Yeah, I don't know anything about this. I might have to watch your review. So, but yeah, it looks like a sporty kind of Luminoxy tough watch. Joel says, you've educated me a whole bunch, Jory. Thank you. Matt Gannon with the super chat says, "What do you think of Raven or Helios watches? Do you have a favorite micro brand?" So, okay, one of my very close friends that I went to high school with had a Raven watch, and he really liked them. I trust him as a collector, so I'm sure they're good. I've never owned one, and I've never even held one. He really enjoyed it, so I trust him. As far as Helios goes, this is gonna get me in trouble for saying this. Helios in 2018, was it 2018? I forgot what year. Their like website crashed because they released something and so many people went there, and then people were like trying to resell them at like ridiculous prices. And this has nothing to do with Helios. I'm not faulting Helios. What I'm saying is the hype around them was so abused by the resellers that it was ridiculous. And when I look at their watches, they look nice, but I don't see anything that warrants the scalping abuse. It's just ridiculous. So I have no issue with them. I have no issue with their watches, but I remember the reselling, the ridiculous prices was terrible. Emmanuel, I owned a Seiko SKX 809 and I gave it away on this channel actually. Oh, and then to finish up your question, do I have a favorite micro brand? Boulder. Because apparently, according to the trolls in my comment section, I am like the president of the company. No, I'm not on their payroll. They don't pay me. They've never paid me. They have given me the Boulder Venture automatic they gave me. But yeah, I really like their watches. Bremont or Bremont. Overpriced. Way overpriced for what they offer. Would I ever do a Seiko SKX mod? Perhaps right now. I'm not super interested. I don't know the best Boulder watch to get, but as far as I'm concerned, my favorite is the original Boulder Expedition. Casio Edifice. I finally need to get one, man. Because every time I mention my Seiko tuna, people are like, oh, I have a Casio Edifice. I don't need it. I'm like, I'm sorry? I don't think they're... No. I'll get one and review it. It's just, they kind of look ugly, man, if I'm totally honest. I'll get a Casio Edifice and I'll review it and I'll see if it's, I mean, there's one on here brand new for 80 bucks, so I don't know about a premium. Let me see. 97 bucks. I don't think... What premium are they selling at? I'm not trying to be a jerk. I don't... Are these being sold at a premium? Because... Yeah, this one's 155 bucks. They all seem very reasonably priced. So I'm not trying to be a jerk or a snob, but I don't really see them being sold at a premium. What do you think about Lume Dial Boulder? I don't know if... I didn't know they had one. I don't like Lume Dials. So my favorite company in the world, Cartier, could come out with a Lume Dial. Although if Cartier did it, they'd probably find a really cool way of doing it. But Vacheron could make a Lume Dial watch. I still wouldn't like it. I don't like Lume Dials and I don't like Meteorite dials. Must-have automatic do you recommend for beginners under 300? Probably the SNK 809. That's a really good entry level, just like first automatic. And that watch is like 80 bucks. Joel, beard is looking a little rough, Jory, and no coffee. Damn this. Well, the barber shops are closed. I don't know if I don't know what's going on in Kansas, Joel, but in the rest of the world, there's a situation. So forgive me for having priorities, and yeah, the beard is not one of them. So also, are you guys checking me out or something? I have a girlfriend, but I appreciate it. Raj, Jory, got a jet. Haven't heard that in a while. Got a jet. Keep making authentic content, and you will keep winning. Thank you, brother. God bless, and be safe. I know. ... My man. ... Well, that's the thing, Joel. I'm not your man. I'm Connie's man. See, you're commenting about my beard and everything. It's all good, dude. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a heartbreaker, but. Maxie, geez, someone's touchy. See, this is what's so funny. I'm just gonna ban you. This is what's so funny. Some people that accuse me of being touchy are actually the ones that are actually super touchy because they get offended for other people. If you guys are gonna dish it out, then you gotta learn to take it. If you're like, have some thicker skin. We will be okay. 30-year-old boomer. Wait, you're not single? Unsubscribe. Steven. Mariah Carey. My thoughts on the glycine airmen. Here's the issue. Glycine has officially become Invicta. Glycine was not making homages, and then Invicta owned them, and then they started making homages. That is the ultimate oof. Fossil owns glycine. Invicta owns glycine. But so close. Daniel Hill, be safe, Jory. My next question. Craziest watch collection you've ever seen? Get an interview with Hodinky. Confused. Craziest watch collection you've ever seen? Get an interview with Hodinky. Is that one statement or one question? Is it the craziest watch collection I've ever seen? Get an interview with Hodinky, or are you telling me to get an interview with Hodinky? The craziest watch collection I've ever seen. Alton Brown from the Food Channel has a really cool, really cool watch collection, and he actually was on Talking Watches, with Hodinky. So that's one. Two. I don't even think Hodinky knows I exist. So I don't hold your breath on a interview with Hodinky. Joel. I'm messing around. Joel is clarifying. I know you have a girlfriend, and my girlfriend was the one that actually noticed your beard wasn't trimmed up and your hair wasn't all done up like it normally. Joel, I'm just messing around. You're an avid viewer, and so I figured you would know, like, my sense of humor. I'm not pulling anyone's leg. The only reason I got serious was because that other dude who I've never seen before is like, wow, someone's touchy. It's like, yeah, welcome to the channel, dude. You can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen. 30-year-old boomer, turn Hodinky into swole. Dude, I haven't even gone to the gym in like 2 or 3 weeks. Look at this. Still huge. Capiche? Thomas says, Hey, Jory, love your work. Thank you. Um, would you be able to do a video on good affordable women's watches? My anniversary with my lady is coming up. Mazel tov, congratulations. And I want to get her something nice. That is a great idea. So what I think that we're going to do, and I think Connie is on board, uh, she's going to help me pick out some watches and she's going to let you guys know what she thinks of them. I don't think a girl really wants my opinion on watches. But I can help point Connie in the right direction as far as like good quality, and she can point me in the right direction of what girls would be actually interested in. So yeah, let me think. Probably, you know what? The Joseph Bulva collection is awesome, and it's not going to be as expensive as a Cartier tank. But if you really want to get her something nice, get her a Cartier tank. Daniel, Alton Brown is cool. Thank you. Good luck. Be safe out there. Thank you. Try to have fun trying to wrap up college. Thanks for the computer break. Well, please be safe in college. Make good decisions. Get enough sleep. And don't succumb to peer pressure. That's my advice for the college student. Also, I made an episode, affordable watches for college students. Joel says, yes, I'm an avid viewer and I have been for about 6 months during thank you for everything and including enlightening my girlfriend. Wait, so you're telling me your girlfriend's checking me out? You better watch out, boy. I got options out there. John, certified T3 bot, says, damn, you got a girlfriend? All my dreams are crushed. Matrix says, I was also supposed to finish college this year. Yeah, dude. Things are wonky in the world right now. Thanks for the answer, Thomas says. If I could afford a Cartier tank for my lady, I totally would, but student loans are a thing. Absolutely. So, check out the Joseph Bulva collection. Sustainable home workout routine. It's gotta be huge. Well, I have a 50-pound vest, and I do a lot of body weight exercises, which are so boring and difficult. I also have resistance bands that I typically use to warm up in the weight room, but when you got what you got, you use it. And I also have a bunch of water jugs that I've been using. So you can find ways to kick your butt at home, for sure. Okay, people have been spamming about the Casio. I think the Casio is overrated and I'm not a huge fan. The yellow version looks cool and the olive drab version looks cool. Excuse me. I got a kick of how many people reply about your clock not working. It's because I wear a watch, guys. Why need a clock when you have a watch? LT says, get those likes up, boy. That Breguet is really ugly. I don't like the... No. That Breguet is very ugly. Not a fan. How is your Grand Seiko? It's great. Love it. I love old dealer clocks. Yeah, the old dealer clocks are really cool. I'm just not a huge fan of clocks. All these G-Shock reference numbers, dang it. Let me look it up. GRB 100. Um, this G-Shock is not for me either. Yeah, it's a G-Shock. It's probably really tough and really functional. Don't like the look of it. Leather straps or metal straps. So typically with metal straps, we call them bracelets. Leather straps or bracelets, it depends on the watch. You can't really, honestly, it depends on the watch. Luis, Reverso? I own a Reverso. 18 karat gold, baby. I think it's 18 karat gold. Someone post a link of my Reverso episode. I think it's, I forgot what it is. But yeah, I own a Reverso. Do I like the Reverso on a bracelet? It depends. I don't. I think that's a watch that should be worn on leather, but different strokes for different folks. Johnny watches. Jory is pure class. No gossip here. Amen. No, Breguet makes beautiful watches. I just don't like that one. Saw one of your thumbnails. Benchmade. Which Benchmade is it? I have a few myself. It's a Benchmade Vex. VEX. They don't make it anymore. Mine was first production run. Unfortunately, they don't make it. Milcom has a link to my Reverso's review. DB, I like your specs. I asked about them in a comment, but never got an answer. Can you tell me what they are? They're Warby Parkers. I don't remember which model they are. But yeah, I get a lot of compliments, so apparently they look good on me. What was today's wristwatch check? Omega Seamaster 1020. My heart is going to an IWC Spitfire. Dude, Spitfire. Spitfire all the way. Love that watch. Mior says, thank you for your feedback, Jory. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you. Yeah, Milcom's the best moderator, let's face it. Any recommendations for the Casio Edifice? Everyone wants to ask about that watch. I've never seen one that I think is nice looking. Apparently it's super popular. I had no idea. Do I like the Sky Dweller? Yes, I like the blue dial, and I like the Everose slate dial. Silani says, time teller, I love the beard. The watches are okay too. I appreciate it. What do I think about the Rolex Cellini line? I don't think it should ever have been invented. I do not like the Rolex Cellini. Jory, what do you think about people converting their G-Shock squares into G-Shock steels using aftermarket steel kit from Alibaba? Is that considered a fake or not? No, it's considered a mod. They're modding it, but I don't like metal G-Shocks, so that's not a mod that I would ever do. I don't like it. My one complaint is the Sky Dweller is much bigger than people think. It needs to be because of the really interesting complication that it has. But, excuse me. But, yeah, this isn't like your typical 40 millimeter or something. It's much bigger on the wrist. What music am I currently listening to? I listen to a lot of metal, and like grind and stuff like that. So, like as Blood Runs Black and like the Red Chord and Black Dahlia Murder and stuff like that. Stuff that you guys probably don't like. What do you think is the best bang for buck Rolex? I made an episode about Rolexes you can get. There's some Rolexes you can get for like under $3,000. But honestly, best bang for buck is probably. I mean, honestly, a 36mm Datejust. I do not know that Czech brand. PRIM. Never heard of it. Why does my new Orient watch stop easily? I don't know what that means. If your watch is stopping randomly, then it is probably broken. Bone Thugs? I love Bone Thugs and Harmony. It's the first of the month. Is the bezel insert on the SPBN 031 tuna ceramic? It is has an inlay of Hardlex. It's a Hardlex inlay. Let me read something about it. Yeah, the pip has a little, well, a lot of Hardlex on it though, because it has a huge pip. Love your channel. What's the best watch to buy under $100? I've made a few episodes about this. Right now, I think the Star King is pretty cool. SNK 809. Why is movement still around? Because people will spend money on stupid things. As long as people will buy it, they will still be around. The A065 says, hey dude, you're among the best. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hey, why not diamond in place for crystal sapphire glass? Because it would be expensive. Can you imagine diamond in that amount being cut for use in watch crystals? Can you imagine that? Do you know how expensive that would be? Guys, look at your watch's crystal. Look at the amount of material that would be for diamond. And then the process to manufacture that. Do you know how hard diamond is? So to fashion diamond in that way would be so ridiculously expensive and so like intensive to produce. But guys, my phone is Steven Simmons, diamond crystal, 18 karat yellow gold, drip drip. My phone is about to die. Okay, I'll do one more wristwatch check. Omega. Seamaster 1020. Guys, thank you so much for joining me on this live stream. We're past 100 minutes. You guys freaking rock. Hope everyone is happy. Hope everyone is safe. Matrix says, sorry about the girlfriend joke. I was just messing with you. I didn't see it. But now I'm interested in what you said. So, if you ever say anything about Connie, we're going to have a problem. And we can talk about it. You guys freaking rock. I love you. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Don't watch the media because you're only going to see the bad stuff and then it's going to make you upset. So just make the good decisions, the best decisions you can, and we will get through this. Wash your hands. Stay inside. Be smart. All right, guys. Get out of your comfort zone. Whoa, big super chat. Thank you so much, Panth. Huge super chat. Not have to do that, but I appreciate it so much. But I tell everyone, get out of your comfort zone. Although right now it's kind of hard to get out anyway, or anywhere because of, current situations. And then tell someone you love them, especially right now. Just because social distancing is different than social isolation. You don't have to isolate yourself. Now's a great time to call that person up. Maybe it's a family member. Maybe it's a friend you haven't had time to speak with. Do that. It's good for your mentals. I promise. Pick up that phone. Tell someone you love them. I'll start it off. I love each and every one of you. You freaking rock. Thanks for joining me this Saturday. A really awesome T3 Q&A. Can't do any of this stuff without you. I will see my channel members on the Discord chat. Special thanks to Milcom, the moderator. Give him a round of applause. And then also check out Monday's episode. It's going to be coming up, and I will see you there. So, guys, I'm Jory Goodman, the time teller. Always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it. Love you guys.